Oh man, this should be great. I just unlocked the item I have been waiting for, and we're about to use the essence transfer now to try it out for the first time. Landstorm. Corpse Lance now consumes nearby corpses to form a landstorm in the targeted area. The power of the storm is increased by the number of consumed corpses. So that sounds like continual damage to me, baby. I'm excited to try it. All right, let's go. Let's extract this, which is the last. I believe that 100%'s us. Did we just complete the Necromancer? Hold on, wait. Do we have all of it? We have the Communal Rib. Oh, nope, we need the Gilded Nightmare. We still need the Gilded Nightmare. We have the chest plate. I think we have the shoulders. And what are we missing? The helmet. So we're missing two still. The helmet and the legs. Oh, here we go. One-armed Devourer. The Corpse Lance is now going to be consuming those. So in order to do this properly, let's actually build it out with sort of a corpse build. We'll do the Gallows Born. So we generate Wraith Corpses. Let's not worry about the Dark Curse thing. You know what we should do? We should do the one that drops... Isn't there one that drops more corpses or something? Oh, Corpse Lance damage increase. That could be... Actually, that could be pretty good. Let's go ahead and we'll go with that one. Oh, you know what? There's that helmet that also... Look at this. Corpse Lance now causes enemies to decay, dealing damage over time. So now we'll have damage over time on top of damage over time. So maybe what we do is build like a damage over time type of build. Wait a minute. What if we do the Corpse Explosion chill build where it freezes them when it stacks, plus the damage over time from the continual? Okay, maybe this is a troll build, but maybe this is going to be really good. I'm not sure. We're going to find out. Now, for the overhand, or the main hand, it's pretty tempting to go Corpse Explosion damage, but I think what we're actually going to do is when we use the Wraith form, because that's how we're going to create corpses, drops the effigy behind us, or the fake guy, the taunt, basically, that will explode, because he drops a corpse as well when he blows up, and that's also maybe going to save us from some damage. So, with that being said, I think we actually have the build completed. So, if we go to skills and we pick out our skills for this, we're going to do Corpse Lance, we're going to do Wraith form. Hold on, let me think about this. Okay, I went Corpse Explosion, and I think we're gonna go Grim Scythe. There's an argument to be made that we wouldn't want Grim Scythe, and instead we went Bone Wall, but if that is the case, then we can swap it out as we get into this. So let's go try this out in a Rift. And I just realized we have our guaranteed legendary from the Bestuary today, because I just woke up, so... Let's see what we get. Maybe just watch us get the helmet or legs that we don't have yet and just get really close to completing the Necromancer. That'd be great. All right, come on. Let's see what we got now. And it is a sickle. Oh, and shoulders. We got a twofer today. Oh, I got it like that. We are up to 176 rare crests. Please buff them, Blizzard. Okay, let's record my reaction of the very first time that we're going to use Corpse... Whoa, look. Whoa. Holy moly, look at that. Okay. Okay. Well, whoa, that's some actual dude, that's some actual damage. It's not like, so what happens when you blow it up? Does it seek other people? Oh, you still get Corpse Lance, but it also creates... Wait a minute, am I seeing this right? Does it do Corpse Lance, but then also creates the AoE? Man, this seems actually nuts. So you can freeze the people, then you can still Corpse Lance people. It just also creates explosion around it, but now has a longer cooldown. Okay. Well, that's actually nuts, dude. So I create a bunch of corpses and then just boom, can blow them up. And then you can freeze people. Okay. I wonder how good this actually is. Oh, perfect. A Frenzied Shrine. Here we go. So let's see how much damage we're talking. Oh, man, look at that. We got a legendary too, man. Dude, look at the damage. Not gonna lie, the damage seems like kind of nutty. Like it's more damage than Corpse Explosion. Look at that. When it crits orange, it's actually more damage than just like a Corpse Explosion crit. Corpse Explosion is like 29,800, but the Corpse Lance, each damage over time tick, the orange one, is 30k. It's actually kind of disgusting. Okay, here we go. We get to test it on a boss, which is really kind of what I was waiting for. All right, let's just the Corpse Lance here. See the... Oh, man, look at that damage. Okay, so Corpse Explosion, about 12k. Look at it. Look at that damage. All right. Create some more corpses. Go. You know what? The damage is actually like... It ticks pretty fast, so it looks kind of low on the boss because you're not getting a lot of crits. But that's actually some pretty good damage. If you actually look at his HP and watch it go down... So now you mix that with some other continual damage stuff, like you get the Dark Curse with the continual damage on the ground, etc. That's actually going to be a pretty good AoE continual damage type of build. Okay, I see what was happening on the boss. You deal more damage based upon how many corpses was consumed. Okay, so when we were in the pack, it was doing the most damage because we had more of them. Okay, this is like, they are massively above my combat level. I mean, I get almost one shot. They're like 400 above, but I just wanted to see real quick what the damage looked like on just significantly, you know, behind here. Okay, let's see. I see, okay. So, you know, it's actually decent damage. I mean, look at that. We're 400 combat rating behind. It actually kind of kills the normal mobs. As compared to, like, the corpse explosion, etc. The continual damage is all right. I think if we had... You know what we're going to need to really make this build like a thing, though? In order to really make the damage happen, you need the gray set bonuses. It's a little better. They're only 50 combat rating above. So let's actually see what we're dealing with now in terms of some damage with a little bit more of a fair setup. Drop some corpses, create a whole bunch of corpses, and let's see what that damage looks like. Yeah, that's some pretty good damage. Okay, so what about if we do it on top of... Oh, I did corpse explosion on him. Just say, what if we do it on top of him? There we go. All right, well, this is Challenge Rift 205 to give you an idea, and they are 9,000 combat rating. So that's kind of the idea. And I don't have 9K combat rating yet. We're pretty close, but we're not there. We're about 50 behind. Let's keep going. I want to see what this looks like on the boss, really, to get a good idea. Now that I understand, because I read the thing, that you have to create a bunch of corpses in order to do more damage, which I guess makes sense. So you create a bunch like that, then you do the damage, and then, yep, there you go. Now you got some real damage. And it just pretty much clears the pack. You know, the corpse lance lasts a long time, too, which is kind of nice. All right, let's see if I can get this right. So you see a pack, you create the taunt, a whole bunch of corpses, you create more corpses, you blow them all up, and it creates a gigantic storm like that, which, yep, pretty much nukes anything. Yeah, that's pretty great. So I think I figured it out. What's going on is you're not getting the normal corpse lance too. What's actually happening is it's doing the animation of shooting the corpses, and it grabs all the corpses around, you see, and it shoots them into the middle to create a corpse lance storm. So you're not getting both the singular damage plus it. It just looks that way because we have the helmet on. What it's actually doing is creating the corpse storm. Like, look, because it's grabbing all these ones. So I could create the storm on him from all those ones. And there you go. That's what the damage looks like on boss. So all in all, the damage is nothing to sneeze at. It's actually decent damage. It's not like maxed out PvE in-game summon build necro type of damage, but in AoE, it's pretty good. And I think also I'm not giving it justice because even though I have a lot of the legendary items that will buff the corpse lance, what I don't have is the good continual damage set item. I need a 6-piece set to really give it a fair shake. But if we compare like the corpse lance damage versus the explosion damage, so there's explosion damage. You get one time like 8K, 3K, and then let's go ahead and create some more corpses and we'll do the corpse lance again. You'll see the damage difference is actually significant. If you have anything that triggers off of multiple hits or seeping bio, and it lasts a while, it lasts long enough that you can redo the corpse lance again. So you can pretty much always have this type of continual damage up. I definitely think that this plus Rot Spur, plus the damage over time sets, plus the Dark Curse with continual damage, man, you could really have some pretty crazy continual damage. We might try that out. Okay, so it was a pretty slow rift of 4 minutes for being just about the same combat rating. I kind of want to try that again, but I want to put on the other set that I was talking about. That I think it has some viability. So we're going to try a full continual damage build with things like Rot Spur, and we're going to take the 10% increased damage away for instead the continual damage from Dark Curse. And then that will give us more continual damage. I'm also going to try Blight Maw, and then we're going to change the basic attack to Bone Spear, which does damage over time as well. We're just going to go crazy on the dot stuff. So now with a fully damaged over time type of build, this should be really interesting because we're going to have multiple ways to create big AoEs of damage over time. Okay, we're also going to be equipping a admittedly less combat rating. So we'll drop down the combat rating a little bit, but I want to try if we do this with the damage over time bonus as well, with the gray set. So I have at least a 2-piece available. There we go. These guys are 33 combat rating higher, and before they were about 50, so it's just about the same. Let's go ahead and take a look at the damage difference. And kind of the build difference here of continual damage all the time.
That requires a corpse.
I think that this is going to be a significantly better build because not only do we have the 2-piece set that increases our continual damage, but we have multiple ways of doing continual damage. We do have about, what is it, like 20 more combat rating, I guess, than last time, so that will have to be taken into account too, but it does seem like there's a pretty significant difference already. It's actually kind of a crazy good build. Like, it's shredding through people like it's nothing. Like, let me show you here. So you generate a few corpses, you do an explosion or whatever, you do the Dark Curse over the ground, you do the Rot Spur, and you just have this huge, massive, continual damage streak going on. And you can keep going with the Gallowsborn, so it's like, oh, there's people behind me, create the corpses. That will get rid of them. Pretty good. Although these slugs are a little too slow for it to work properly. They don't really like to walk into the damage over time. It's kind of annoying to fight them. It also makes it where it's pretty easy to aim everything. You just gotta mindlessly kind of click on stuff. And the Bone Spear actually pierces, so works out pretty decent. Okay, here we go. So we got a yellow pack. This is kind of a good test example. Let's get some corpses on him. Continual damage. Use Corpse Explosion and continual damage on him. Yeah, he melts pretty quick, man. That's pretty good. Okay, the boss is here. We just took out the next elite pack. Alright, let's take the shield. Okay, let's go ahead and see exactly what this damage is going to look like here. Getting corpses is going to be a little bit of a problem. Right now, all we've got is the Corpse Lance damage. Let's go 1, 2 there, and then I was going to try to separate them if we could. But we can't. Can we do it like this? Can we? I want to get both the damage. There we go. Rot Spur plus that, plus the continual damage. Dodge as much as this as I can. Use the Corpse Lance again. You know, the damage isn't too bad for a boss. See, like, this is the continual damage from the Dark Curse, right? 3880 or so on the boss. This is from 3 corpses. 2618 plus the Corpse Lance Decay Helmet is really what makes it good, because then you get the double tick. I don't think it'd be as good without the helmet. So let's see if we can get a bunch of corpses and then see what the damage looks like now. Alright. Oh no, we missed all the corpses! Oh no. Okay, here we go. These ones, 4 of them. Yeah, getting more corpses bumps the damage up significantly. It went from like below 3k to like 3400 just with 1 more corpse than we had last time. So that's going to be a crucial part of this, which means I'm going to stack some corpses here real quick. And we're going to see exactly, there we go, we can get these minions. Stack some corpses. Okay, there. And now let's see exactly what that damage is like. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Crit 28k, 1 of the ticks on the boss. I mean, that's some pretty ridiculous damage. Okay, let's go see what the continual damage looks like when you're farming the overworld now, as that's another thing I like to test. Okay, let's take a peek here. Let's see exactly what just fighting in the normal House 6 overworld looks like in terms of damage. Oh, it's enough to clear a normal pack. The other thing is, if you had a Vithus that increases how long this Gallowsborn lives, then you would create more corpses, which would actually be pretty important in my opinion. And you could also probably have some better reforge bonuses, etc. I definitely haven't min-maxed this, but just testing it out from the beginning, I can see potential in having this continual damage all the time type of build. You can just run around, dropping corpses, putting the explosion damage behind you, having a corpse, and then dropping the Rot Spur. It's kind of like, you know what? It makes it feel like a totally different kind of character. Like, you kind of feel like you're playing a mage a little bit, because you're dropping, like, these AoEs around, and you're not really using these summons at all. Granted, you are doing it around the corpses, so it's very Necromancer-like, but the damage isn't too bad, actually. I guess for overworld farming, it wouldn't be too bad. Let's go ahead and give it one more real test over here at the Plains of Torment. Okay, here we are at the Plains of Torment. I'm going to run my normal lap for a few minutes, and we're going to see exactly how good it keeps up the kill streak. That's normally the test I like to do. It looks like there's a couple other people here, so it shouldn't be too hard. Honestly, it's really not that bad. I mean, the corpse explosion in and of itself isn't like a big game changer for the overworld farming, but what it does actually allow you to do is immediately throw this huge amount of damage in front of you in a pack like I just did on that one. So you can grab like this and throw like this huge chunk of damage ahead, which pulls them towards you before you actually get there. Kind of like throwing the Moten Golem at people. So that's actually pretty nice for farming. Then if you have a big group, it gives you enough damage because it has such a long duration. Like it's not a very short duration of AoE. So because you have so much time, it normally gives you enough time to clear almost any pack from what I'm seeing. Unless we're talking some major elite packs, etc. But for the most part, it's a pretty useful ability. It's up there as good as the Dark Curse continual damage for overworld farming, because you're normally having a lot of corpses, and the damage is significant enough, okay? It also has good range, so you can use it to pull like I'm kind of doing here while I'm talking. You just kind of lay some corpses and you use it ahead. You're not really trying to kill the whole pack with it. You're just kind of like pulling them together, getting a little chunk damage, etc. So you can throw it ahead of you. All in all, I'm actually really liking the corpse lance explosion. I'm not sure if it's going to be a build that everyone's going to use, to be honest with you. Most things with the corpses, this feels kind of like a bummer because you have to set them up, etc. It's not just like, oh, my cooldown's up, here we go. And then it is a continual damage build, so you're probably going to want to run the 6-piece grace, or at least the 4-piece grace, etc. And for whatever reason, I don't see too many people running that set, so I don't know how popular that set is. But I do think there's something to be said for the damage output of this. So I think I figured out the combo, okay? You use the Rot Spur in the continual damage when you get there. And then you use the Corpse Lance on the next pack as you're moving, okay? So it kind of looks like this. So you're running ahead, you see a thing, you drop the Rot Spur behind you, you use your continual damage, you kill the pack, right? Then you take that pack's corpses with you, and then you carry them to where the next pack would be, which would be like here. I guess we're kind of off targeting a little bit here. All right, let's see if it'll work now. Corpses, please. Normally you'd use them, and you'd use them to kill these guys, and you could run through them, all right? Well, that was a terrible example, but that's how I've been doing it. So Rot Spur, clear out the guys with that, then you take the corpse and you throw it onto the next pack like that, and then you can, when these guys blow up, you can do a Rot Spur again, etc., and then kind of rinse and repeat. Oh, look at that. Legendary. Piece of candy. I'll take it. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for my first testing and kind of reaction to One-Armed Devourer. Actually seems better than I thought it was going to be. Gives some viability to the Corpse Lance. There's definitely some min-maxing and having to find out the correct build in order to utilize this, but I bet somebody out there is going to make this work pretty well. Let me know your thoughts on it. If you have it, if you got a build for it, leave it in the comments down below. Love you. Give the video a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. See you on the next one.